Hello dear viewers. So in this video, the third part of the Renaissance era, we discuss contributions of other key figures in the field of medicine. The Renaissance era from 15th to 16th century was a time of significant advancements, not only in art and science, but of course in the field of medicine. This third part of Renaissance era, I am going to cover the contributions of the key figures in the field of medicine. The key figures are Andrew Vesalius, Paracelsus, Micheal Servetus, Galileo Galilei, and Michelangelo. Dear viewers, in the first part of the Renaissance era, we have seen that Renaissance era is an era of renewed learning, exploration and scientific inquiry. So we have already discussed this in the first part. Renaissance is rebirth of science. It's an age of scientific endeavor. I hope, dear viewers, you have seen the second part of the Renaissance era where we have discussed the contributions of Leonardo da Vinci. So now in the third part of the Renaissance era, we see the contributions of Andrew Vesalius, Paracelsus, Micheal Servetus, Galileo Galilei and Michelangelo. In the Renaissance era, there is a shift from traditional religious spiritual concept of medicine to the more evidence-based scientific approach. We see the contributions of Andrew Vesalius. This scientist of Renaissance era changed prior misconceptions about human anatomy. Andreas Vesalius wrote a book, De Humani Corporis Fabrica. So the fabric of human body or structures of human body. He did dissections of human corpses in the medical study and its impact on the surgical techniques. So in this book, the accurate sketches, drawings of the anatomical parts are mentioned. In this era, the medical knowledge became more accessible through the invention of the printing press. So, availability of the medical books allowed doctors and students to gain deeper insight into anatomy and various diseases. He became professor of anatomy. He made most careful dissections of the human anatomy. He confused cerebral nerves, optic for first, oculomotor for third, and fifth as seventh. He gave the first good description of the sphenoid bone and showed sternum consists of 3 bones and sacrum 5 bones. He described accurately vestibule in the interior of temporal bone. He described vena azygos and discovered the canal which passes in the fetus between the umbilical vein and the vena cava, since named ductus venosus. These posts are available on internet, where Andrew Vesalius studied the human anatomy by dissecting human cadavers. And most important point is he discredited the long held view of Galen about the heart and circulation of blood. He created detailed sketches of the human anatomy. He described omentum and its connections with stomach, spleen and colon. He gave correct view of pylorus, observed the small size of cecal appendix. He described mediastinum pleura and the fullest description of anatomy of brain. Thus, his work added to European knowledge of the human body for the first time in 150 years. This marked the beginning of modern medical science. I already told, dear viewers, that he wrote a book called as Fabric of the Human Body, and he discussed what he found on dissecting human bodies, where the accurate descriptions of the organs and structures of the body are written. He challenged Galen. Many of the Galen's views, such as no marrow in the bones, and during parturition there was separation of symphysis pubis, inferior maxilla consists of two pieces, inferior vena cava arose from liver, and there is opening between two ventricles of heart. All these views of Galen were challenged by Andrew Vesalius, and he said all his views are incorrect. He proved in each instance that Galen was incorrect, and overall 200 errors are mentioned. But because of this, he had to flee for his life, because he dared to give to the world the errors of Galen. Now we see the contributions of Paracelsus. He was born near Zurich. His full name was Philippus Aurelius Theophrastus Bombastus, was called as Celsus. Paracelsus was a Swiss physician, alchemist, theologian and philosopher of German Renaissance. He was pioneer of the medical revolution of Renaissance. Many of his concepts, such as individualization, principle of similia, are first propagated by Paracelsus. He put forth the concept of mysterium magnum, means the pervading matrix of the metaphysical atmosphere affect our health in various ways, can be correlated to the dynamic concept of health and disease and cure in homeopathy, where we understand this concept by explaining the vital energy in the living human beings. He advocated the use of single remedy and was against polypharmacy. Thus, various such concepts like individualization, principle of similia, and his belief of understanding of metaphysical atmosphere, use of single remedy, and he was against polypharmacy were very similar to homeopathy. He believed in the doctrine of signature, that if yellow remedy given for the treatment of jaundice, this view was reviewed by Rademacher and Hahnemann. He is known as father of anesthesia. He described the anesthetic action of sulfuric ether on chickens and stated it quiets all sufferings without any harm and relieves pain. He stressed the healing power of nature and raged against those methods of treating wounds, such as padding with moss or dried dung. He said if you prevent infection, nature will heal the wound all by herself. He wrote best clinical description of syphilis up to that time, mentioning that it could be successfully treated by mercury compounds taken internally. He was the first to declare that if given in small doses, what makes a man ill also cures him. He prepared and used new chemical remedies containing mercury, sulfur, iron, copper sulfate, uniting medicine with chemistry. He was the first to connect goiter with minerals, especially lead in drinking water. He contributed substantially to the rise of modern medicine, including psychiatric treatment. Micheal Servetus discovered the groundbreaking discovery of cardiopulmonary circulation. He was intellectual. He wrote a book called Syroporum Universa Ratio. This is Micheal Servetus statue at Switzerland. His immense contributions on human anatomy. He was a theologian, and contributions, of course, in the field of medicine are remarkable. These posts are available on the internet. He was a Spanish physician, and for the alleged crime of heresy, he was entrapped, imprisoned, and burned, unfortunately, by John Calvin the Reformer. This is available. So he was punished. The next key figure is Galileo Galilei. All of us know this name. His father sent for medical degree at the University of Pisa, but his real interests were in the mathematics and natural philosophy. He traced the relation between mechanics and measurements, which have given rise to many diagnostic aids in medicine. He observed the movement of swinging lungs and compared it with his own pulse, which inspired him to work for recording time. Galileo Galilei, famous for his invention of telescope. So he was an astronomer, physicist, as well as mathematician. He invented pendulum and telescope, distinguished primary qualities of things such as dimensions and weight, which are easily measurable from secondary qualities, that is form, color, odor, which cannot be measured. Then the next key figure, that is Michelangelo. All of us we know as the greatest painter, but we should also know his important contributions in the field of anatomy. His artistic qualities have been correlated with his interest in the anatomy. He also participated in public dissections. Michelangelo was a great painter and sculptor. He began performing his own dissections at the age of 18. His work attracted some physicians. So these are his famous paintings of David, Adam. Thus, Renaissance discoveries laid the foundation for future medical advancements. Scientific reasoning in the medicine continues to influence research, education, and treatment today. Thus, with this video on third part of Renaissance era, I summarize the medical contributions of the key figures of this era. So, dear viewers, please do comment and how you like this video and what you liked about this entire 3 videos of the Renaissance era do comment, and if you like, please do share and subscribe. Thank you.